Welcome to Mange of Literature TV, which based on literal analysis, a special play, novel, and poems. Yes, dear listener, listen. The analysis of today is about a poem titled A Freedom Song. A freedom song is a very popular poem in Tanzania that is used in two subjects, English language and literature in English. This poem is found in the poetry of Growing Up with a Poetry, written by David Lubadiri. David Lubadiri was born in Liuri in 1930, July 19, and died 2018, September 15, at Mzuzu in Malawi. As I said, Growing Up with a Poetry is an anthology containing more than 50 poems by different poetess and poetess, including poetess Marjorie Oludhe Macgoye poem, A Freedom Song. This poem is also available in the Poetry of Selected Poems prepared by Tanzania Institute of Education, TAI. Dear students, you can use this poem, A Freedom Song, in the subject of English language and literature in English, and even those of advanced level who study language too can use it in your exam. That is why your analyst teacher Kaliko Njige have brought you the analysis so that you can understand what the goal of this poetess Marjorie Oludhe Macgoye was after she came to Kenya in 1954 at the age of 26. She lived in the Luo tribe, which is in Kenya, in the southern Tanzania in the northwest. Marjorie Oludhe Macgoye was born in England, United Kingdom, in Southport in 1928, and later at the age of 26, she came to Africa in Kenya to sell books, and while there, she met Daniel Oludhe Macgoye, a medical doctor, and they were married in 1960. She became a Kenyan citizen in 1964. Marjorie, being in the Luo tribe there, are main tradition things she learned, and while writing little works as a way to help the community. The big problem that I have brought to you through her poem, A Freedom Song, criticizing child labor for children under the age of 18. Dear listeners, the main theme is child labor, and the minor theme of this poem, A Freedom Song, are like exploitation for children, poor parental care, hypocrisy done by Atieno's uncle, pregnancy and ignorance of Atieno's uncle. Marjorie wrote this poem to educate today's society to abandon their behavior of child labor, exploitation of young children. Children should be given good education so that we can have a good future society. Hypocrisy destroys the future of children. Ignorance destroys the foundation of children. Children should be sent to school so that they can have the best foundation for life. Marjorie wrote her poem, A Freedom Song, believing that a good society is built when children are young and children grew up in schools. So she decided to write this poem to give insight to today's students to identify themselves and solve the problems of their society. I ask you to listen to this poem I'm reading. Atieno washes dishes. Atieno plugs the kitchen. Atieno gets up early. Beds are sacked down in the kitchen. Atieno 8 years old. Atieno yo. Since she's my sister child, Atieno needs no pay. While she works, my wife can sit, sewing each Sunday. With her earning, I support. Atieno yo. Atieno sly and jealous. Bad example to the kids, since she mind them like a schoolgirl. Want their dresses, shoes, and beds. Atieno 10 years old. Atieno yo. Now my wife has gone to start. Atieno less free. Don't I feed her school my own ones? Pay the part union fee? All for progress. Are not you grateful? Atieno yo. Visitors need much attention, special when I work nights. That girl stays too long at market. Who will teach her what is right? Atieno rising 14. Atieno yo. Atieno's had a baby, so we know that she's bad. 50-50 it may live, to repeat the life she had, ending in postpartum bleeding. Atieno yo. Atieno soon replaced meat and sugar more than all. She ate in such a narrow life. We were lavished in her funeral. Atieno's gone to glory. Atieno yo. Dear listener, student, teacher, stanza 1, the persona who is Atieno's uncle, tell us that Atieno is 8 years old. She sleeps on the floor again in the kitchen. She is woken up early in the morning to do housework. She washes dishes and her bed is sacked. Stanza 2. Atieno's uncle tells again about Atieno, his sister's child. She does not need any payment. His wife sits in the sun waiting for her to do all of the work. Here we find the theme of ignorance for Atieno's uncle. Stanza 3. Atieno has reached the age of 10. She has not been sent to school. She's hurt when she sees her classmates going to school and she's on at her uncle's house. Stanza 4. Atieno's uncle is still telling us that his wife has gone to start. There are only 2 left at home. He and Atieno, and he's still testing Atieno. She's behaving badly. This is hypocrisy, my dear listeners. Stanza 5. Let me tell you the something Atieno's uncle is full. Why does he start blaming when he's sending Atieno to go to market? She spends a long time. Remember, Atieno has reached the age of 14, the age of puberty. Usually with the development of a child, when he or she reaches the age of 14 to 18, he or she has a feeling of love with someone. Stanza 6. Atieno gives birth to a child at a young age, and she bleeds a lot. And this is caused by Atieno's lack of good parental care, since she was young by her uncle. The last stanza, this stanza is very sad. Atieno dies because the child bleeds a lot. Dear listener, the types of poem according to form is traditional poem because of an equal number of verses in each stanza. Each stanza has 6 verses, and also that is refrain, one of the traditional poem features. Also according to content is narrative poem because Atieno's uncle narrates the story about Atieno's life. Dear listener, this poem is about a young girl called Atieno who is mistreated by her own maternal uncle. She works without pay. She is not sent to school. She lacks parental guidance. Thus, she gets early pregnancy. As a result, she ends in death due to postpartum bleeding. The tone or the attitude of the personal speaker of this poem is satirical or ironic because Atieno's uncle, he failed to take a role as the father to control his family by sending Atieno to school. And also, the mood of the attitude of the reader of a poem is very sad because of hypocrisy done by Atieno's uncle. Dear listeners, do you know poetic devices? The one of important terms which used in the study of poetry. Be careful about this part because many students teach us confused about poetic devices. Poetic devices are devices used to show how the poem is constructed or composed. There are three classifications of poetic devices, namely structural devices, sound devices or musical devices, and sense devices. Let us look at structural devices. The meaning of structural devices, these are devices used to show the structure of the poem. You can see through your eyes. Example, number of stanzas. In this poem, there are 7 number of stanzas. Another structural device is number of verses. In this poem, there are 42 verses. Another structural device is repetition of words. In this poem, there are words repeated like Atieno. Another structural device is refrain. Example, Atieno yo. Another structural device is anaphora, appear at the. Example, the word Atieno appear at the first stanza. Atieno washes dishes. Atieno plugs the kitchen. Atieno gets up well. The second poetic device is sound or musical devices. Example, rhyme is irregular rhyme. There are dissimilar sound at the end of each verse. Another sound device is rhyme. Also, it is an irregular rhyme because of an equal flow of sounds. Example, Atieno washes dishes. Another sound device is alliteration. Example, 50-50, it may live. The constant sound F, repeated at the beginning of each word, or near word, I mean 2 words. Also, another sound device is consonants. Example, consonant sound Y appear at the end of the word. Example, 50-50, consonant sound Y. Okay, the last poetic devices is sense devices or literary devices. Example of sense devices employed by Marjorie. Number 1 is female. Example, she minds them like a schoolgirl. Atieno compared with a schoolgirl. That is the word like standing to compare 2 things. Atieno and the schoolgirls. The second sense device is rhetorical question. Example, who will teach her what is right? This is the rhetorical question. Another rhetorical question, are not you grateful, Atieno yo? Dear listener, this poem is still relevant today as we have seen child labor in Arusha and other countries of other regions in our country, Tanzania. Hypocrisy, exploitation, oppression, poor parental care, and early pregnancy are all common phenomena in our country today. We see many children in the cities selling things like plastic bags, washing cars, helping the military laborers. Many girls drop their studies due to the early pregnancy. Every day we hear a violation and abuse of children, right? And parental are very busy today to the point that they cannot spare time to be with their children and listen to their problems. I have reached